So when you talk about acids, one very common example that we will be seeing is lemon. So can any one of you come volunteer? Very good. Open your mouth. What is the taste of the lemon? So the property of an acid is an item that is soft. Okay, that is the first problem. Now we will look into what is the second problem. So when acid reacts with litmus paper. So because we don't have the availability of litmus paper, I am not showing that, it changes color. So that is the second indication you can do to find it. Now we have the natural indicator, which is the turmeric. So I will take some amount of turmeric. Okay. This is the turmeric. Now I am squeezing the acid in it. So what is happening? Is there any color change?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
There is no color change. The turmeric is yellow and the remaining thing is also yellow. So the next thing that we will be, so the next thing we will see few examples of acids. You have hydrogen chloride, which is your HCl, sulfuric acid, H2SO4, and then you have nitric acid. So these three are the very common examples of acid. One is HCl, H2SO4, and HNO3. So these are the things that we use in the laboratory. Other examples of acids, the common things that we will use. For example, the citrus fruits like the orange. Orange is acidic. Other materials that we use in the kitchen, for example, your vinegar. So even if we do the same thing with vinegar also, we will get the same results. The indicator will not change color. So the second thing that we will be looking is base. These three things I have chosen. You have different kinds of bases. This is the normal soap that we use every day for bathing, right? So if we have to remove the dirt from the body or any oil material, dust, dirt, oil substance, as soon as we bath, we feel dry. That is why we need to use a moisturizer, because this contains a base which is called as sodium hydroxide. What is the formula? NaOH is sodium hydroxide. So the second thing is your shampoos. So the shampoo we use to wash our hair. So when we wash our hair, what happens is the oil, if you suppose you have oiled your hair the previous night, the shampoo has the property to remove that oil and make your hair clean, frizzy and dry. Okay. So this will remove the dirt and all the oil substance from your hair. And next, toothpaste. Why do we use toothpaste, children?
To brush.
What? Why do you have to brush? Germs. What does the toothpaste do to your teeth?
Clean.
Clean from what are the things? Germs. Dirt. So if we eat something and after some time all the food particles will be stuck in your mouth. What happens? Last class we learned about something called as rancidity. What is rancidity? If you store some lipid molecule for a very long time, you get a very bad odor, right? Very bad smell. So if you don't clean your mouth every day, that's why doctors advise or all the people will advise you to brush your teeth twice a day, morning once and night once. So it will help you remove all the food particles that is present. If it stays for longer, your mouth starts smelling, you get bad odor from the mouth. So to prevent all those things, we have to use this. So this contains a base which will remove all the germs and dirt that is present. So if you see all the base, and one more example is your detergents, your soap powders you have seen. If your clothes is dirty, you soak it in soap powder, take it and then you brush it with the soap bar. You have two things. One is the detergent, which is the powder form, and the second one is your solid form, which is your Surf Excel, Rin, whatever is the soap bar kind. You add it to it and remove the dirt. In that process, what happens is, suppose this is your dress. Okay, so some coffee or pickle is here. Okay, this is the dirt and dust. So what is happening when you put in? So this is my bucket. I have the detergent in here. So I will soak this thing for 10 minutes, say 10 to 15 minutes. So what will happen is all the dust particles will come out because the base is reacting with it. So when NaOH is reacting, you will remove everything, all the oily particle and dust particle from this, and even the in-depth dirt will not go. That is the reason we will use a soap bar, which will help you rub it even stronger, and your implying force. Here when you imply force, there is more chances the dress will become clear, everyone. So again after this you use another chemical which is like a comfort or any conditioner kind of thing, which will soften your clothes and it will give you good odor. Clear? So this is the procedure. So when you are doing washing clothes, if you wash it with warm water, the dirt will vanish soon. That is because warm water reacts with base very quickly and the action activates it very fast. So warm water, if you have very stained clothes, you will put it in warm water and wash it in warm water. Warm, I mean not very hot. Like you can touch and feel it. If you put it in very hot water, the fabric will get destroyed. So you should see it is warm so that the reaction will take place. So we will see the same thing with the base thing. So we will use the natural indicator turmeric. Is there a color change?
Yes,
Can you see a difference between this and this?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the change? Okay, because this is black in color, it should turn actually bluish in color. Okay, we will test with the next one. Can you see the color change, children?
Yes, ma'am.
What is it turning?
Brown.
What is it? Sodium chloride. Here. So other example is your chalk powder of any. This contains calcium. So the chalk and the powder in the powdered form is this one. Now we will test for the solubility test. Solubility test means when you mix the material with water, whether it is mixing properly, whether you can find clumps or whether you can find substances that are not mixing properly. Insoluble means it's not mixed properly and you have white floating things or the material you can see. The transparency of the water is not present. Okay? So, anyone wants to come for the solubility test? If anyone has a bottle of water, does anyone have one bottle of water? Actually, in this I put turmeric. Bottle. What about you have? No one in the class has water bottle. None. Okay. Can anyone get water from this? Okay. I will give you
One by one,
choose
girl,
any
correcting
one
it.
of the base.
Video,
The acid
video.
is this and this. So you can choose any one of them. And in this we have water. Okay. Now in solubility test, what we have to do is you have to mix the substance in water properly and see if it is
ಸುಂದರವಾಗಿದೆ.
mixing or not. Okay. You can choose whoever wants. First, you will go with acid. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Lemon juice.
Can you show too? See, you can. All of you have seen lemon juice.
Color ಕಾಮಿಕಮ್ಮ ಹೋಗು hey abra
Please sit down. Okay. So then it is mixing. So the next person, you try with the base. Same thing.
ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ನೋಡಿದೆ ಸರ್ ಇದೇ ಮನೇಲಿ ಅಂತ ಕೆಲಸ
Did you mix? You have to pour water and add the substance and mix to test the solubility. What is happening?
ಕನ್ನಡ ಸರ್
This is not mixed. If it is mixed, it should be transparent first thing. Second thing, it should have the nature of water. Here, what are the things that you are finding? See?
ನೊರೆ ಕಮಿಂಗ್
What is this?
Water.
ಶಿಕ್ಷಾಂಪುಲ್ ದಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಡ್ಯೂಕ್ ಸರ್ ಏನದು ಡೌ
So you can see force and bubbles in here. Clear everyone? So it mixes, but in the reaction of mixing, it produces bubbles and
ನೊರೆ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್
no, what is that called?
Foam.
Foam. Okay. So this is the property of both acid and base for solubility. So next thing, we will test the same thing for salt.
ಇದು ಯಾವಲ್ಲ ವಿಡಿಯೋ
Okay, this is your chalk powder and I am taking some salt. Your common, whichever you use in food. Okay, same amount, both equal amount I am taking. All the water is over. There will be color change because in this I have added turmeric, but the what you have to observe is whether it is dissolving or not. So I will show you both these colors. Can you make the difference? Or if you can see,
ಗೊತ್ತ ಕಲರ್
this is your common salt. There is the same color. And this is your chalk powder. Chalk powder is insoluble in water. So understood? So some salts are soluble and some are insoluble. Here, understood everyone?
ಆಯ್ತಾ
So now,
ತಂಗಿ
this is soluble, and here we observe, what are the things we observe? Foam, bubbles, change in color. Okay. In this, what did we observe? There are two categories. One is soluble and the other one is insoluble. Clear, everyone? So when you talk about solubility, what is the thing first you have to notice? Whether the substance is getting mixed completely. For example, when we are mixing sugar in water or sugar in coffee, it will mix completely, right? Can you differentiate the sugar and milk? Can you separate them both? So you should check for the solubility when it completely mixes, and then you have to see what kind of reactions happen. Whether you are getting bubbles, whether there is heat production, or whether there is change in color. What are the differences? What are the changes you can observe before adding the substance and after adding the substance? These are the changes. Can be in terms of one, it can be color change. Second thing, physical state. Third one is temperature. And fourth one is other properties. Okay. So one important thing about temperature is whenever you react acid, there is heat that is being given. So when you add all the acids I had mentioned to you, HCl, H2SO4, HNO3, all these things, how do we have to dilute it? Because acid is very dangerous. All of us have heard, no? If acid spills on the skin, there is complete damage of your complete area which it is affected. So this strong an element is, how do you handle it? So when you are diluting it, always you have to, for water, you have to add the acid. Okay? If this is your water, you have to add the acid dropwise. Clear? That is one of the safety things. You can't completely, like how we do, mixing two things. So that thing we can't do with acid. You always have to take water and then drop by drop you have to add the acid. Clear, everyone? So, and the second thing, for acid you can't directly handle without, now because this is edible things. Clear? Vinegar and lemon, everything edible, so I made you hold it in your bare hands. Otherwise, any chemical we use, we have to always have proper safety. That is, you have to wear the gloves. If it is very toxic and if you are inhaling it, you have to have the mask. So, because all the acids that we will be seeing in for experiments, everything will be more hazardous. If you breathe, there will be it will have fumes like hydrogen gas is liberated. So it is hazardous. So whenever you come across anything, you have to respond like that. And the next thing is for base. Everyone understood base thing? So what is a base? Whatever you understood, you tell me. Soap is an example of base, okay?
Shampoo, miss.
Shampoo is example.
Toothpaste.
Toothpaste, okay. Example. Detergent, example. All of you tell
Liquid.
me example. I think I have to make one of you taste the detergent to tell me the nature of taste. It is bitter in taste, okay? So base is bitter in taste, and when it reacts with the natural indicator turmeric, how it reacts?
Soluble.
It changes color into reddish brown. Okay, next. What is a salt, children?
Sodium chloride.
Sodium chloride, NaCl. What is the salt? What is the nature of the salt?
Bitter in
It is solid, liquid, gaseous, or what is physically?
solid.
Solid. In salt also there are two types. One is called as amorphous. Other one is called as crystalline. So if you don't get these terms, this is something that will be like crystal. Your rock salt, you have seen? And the same thing, amorphous means in powder form. Very easy. So whichever is your table salt will be one example, and this one will be rock. So the salt can have two different properties. One, it can be crystalline and amorphous. So if they ask you for the definition of acid-base salt, all of you will be able to write. Can you define what that material is? When you are writing the definition, then I am going to define what is an acid. First thing, any substance that is, what is the taste of acid?
Salt.
Sour in taste. And does not change color when reacted with what did we react with?
Acid.
Acid is reacting with acid only.
Base.
What are you reacting acid with? A natural indicator which is called as
Turmeric.
turmeric. Clear? So you should import. This is a very important point. Indicator. We use the indicator. So like this, it helps. Indicator means something that will help you to differentiate. Like in a bike, you will put the indicator. Why you will put the indicator when you are driving?
To go that
show
side.
whether you want to go left or right. You are making a decision there, and you are differentiating two things. Like that, when you have to differentiate something, we use an indicator. Another example for indicator can be phenolphthalein. That is what they use for when we are using other chemicals. This is natural thing, so I am using a natural indicator. One more thing that we can do is next week I will try to get litmus paper. So there is two types of litmus. One is called blue litmus and red litmus. So acids will turn red litmus into blue and base will turn blue litmus into red. So that reaction we will see in the next class. So that is, you have to include 3 points. First is the taste and the color change, and then the litmus paper result. Here, the same sentence for base. How will you write the same sentence for base? Any substance that is what in taste?
Bitter.
So, sour will become bitter. Okay? And then, does it change or does not change? Does change color into which color you have to mention. Here, in acid we are not mentioning because it doesn't change. Here it is changing, so you have to mention the color. Understand it? And then you have to mention the litmus paper. What will happen when red litmus reacts with the base? Here, understood everyone? Definition part 3. What do you want? Then solubility. The 4th point is solubility. Whether the acid is soluble in water or not. Was it soluble? At extreme cases, few acids are not soluble, but otherwise all of them are soluble. It depends on how much acid you are reacting with the water.
Yes, ma'am.
It also has a saturation. Clear everyone? So you can, when you are diluting it, we will understand it. Once we will do the serial dilution thing, that time I will explain you better about the solubility. Clear everyone till here? Now, after the 4th statement is what you have to give the example. Example of whatever you saw in acid, or citric acid. It can be lemon, orange, you know citrus fruits, no? And then vinegar. All these are common examples. And then chemical examples. HCl, H2SO4, HNO3. Clear everyone? Now if I ask you to write about acid, everyone will be able to write. All the 5 to 6 points you can write down: acids, bases, and
Salt.
salt. So what are the examples of bases?
Soap,
Soap,
Paste.
detergent. Okay. And then what is the solubility result of the base?
Color changing release.
It is soluble with certain reactions happening. One is we are getting
Foam.
the foam. This is same for
Bubble.
even if you dissolve detergent, your surf excel powder, if you put, do you get foam?
Yeah.
Is the color change of the water?
Change in color.
Clear? And even if you use for hand washes or whatever base that you are using for clean, the reaction is the same. Clear? The third one is the salt. So definition of salt is where salt is what is happening in the reaction here. Last class I taught you two things. Whatever is in your left hand side is called the
reaction.
reactant, and whatever is in your right hand side is called the
Product.
product. Till now you understand? Shall I erase the board because I don't have space to write? Everyone understood? What is the other thing I mentioned to you in the class? Whenever you are sitting for the class, please have a rough note or any book so that you will take down immediate notes. When you are reading for the exam, it will be helpful for you. Clear? So everyone, no one is writing notes. Everyone is in enjoyment mood only. You want time to write? Okay, I will give you 5 minutes to write.